Chinese. There are 50,000 Chinese characters. Many people think it's impossible to learn Chinese. I'm going to explain why you don't need to learn 50,000 characters and how I've learnt it. Actually, there's only 214 radicals, and the radicals is the building blocks of the characters. So you just need to learn the radicals, and then it's like understanding the meaning. So I'm going to give you two examples. The first is the character for woman. The Chinese character for woman is a picture of a woman kneeling down, which is fascinating. Now the man character is a picture of a plough, and underneath is a field, and together you can see it is the person who ploughs the field. The character for plough also means strength. Fascinating, because all of the characters have this richness of meaning. These are basic characters. We can look at more complicated characters and the components and radicals of those. This is the character for wealth, and it means rich, abundant, and it's pronounced full. And this has a really interesting meaning because it's divided into 4 parts, and it has the top part, and it looks like a roof on the top. It looks like a chimney with a roof. And so this means that in the house, and the first thing underneath that, it has a line, which is the Chinese character for one. And then underneath that, it's a box, and that's the Chinese character for mouth, because it looks like a mouth. And then underneath that, we have the field, which is the same as the man character. Together, this means that there is enough food from the field to feed the house. It's abundant, which is basically meaning that you have enough food. There's so many characters with really interesting meanings. Like, I really recommend that you check out Uncle Hanzi. His name is Richard Sears. He's from US. He has spent over 20 years to research the history of Chinese characters, and he has a website. We interviewed him and asked him a lot of questions, and you can read the article here in the description. So there are 214. If you just learn these, then you can understand the meaning of a lot of characters. So if I see another similar character, I can guess the meaning. So let me check this. This is an award that I won. And the first character, you can see it actually very similar to Fu. This is pronounced Fu.
Fu. Fu. Fu.
Fu. It's pronounced differently, with the tone rising instead of falling. Is a similar meaning, but it's a blessing. So it has a similar meaning about one, field, and mouth, but it means blessing. And you can see it's related to abundant. And you will often see this character on Chinese doors during New Year. And actually, when they put it on the door, they will turn it upside down. And the reason they do that is because when it's upside down, when you say that, you say Fu Dao Le, means that happiness has come. This is how to learn it, by learning the little parts of the characters. I'm going to introduce a few different apps that I've been using myself. Some of the challenges to learning the characters is how do you work out what that means? If you have to search every single character in the dictionary, it's very, very hard. So let's look at one example, this one. So if we're going to search, what does that mean in the phone? So if you're going to search, you can try Google Translate. So you can actually find the character. And then you can understand what it means. So that's Gongsi, and you can understand. But you can see if you're actually doing that for all of the characters, and it will take a long time. Another way you can do it is you can scan. So you can use the camera over the text, and then Google will translate it. This is hard to know because you don't know what the original is, and it's hard to actually learn the character. You understand the English. So that's why there's another app that you can use called Pleco. Now Pleco it's a great app to use, so you can also look at everything in a dictionary. It gives you examples of the characters. So if we look at Gongsi, it will give you an example.
公司内部成员
And then you can find it there. But actually, I'm going to introduce another app that I really like, and this is called Do Chinese. This is a great app. So this is a great app because actually on this app you can go through the different lessons and you can learn what it means. And if you don't understand, you can click on it and you can see the meaning, you can save it, and then it goes into your library. So you can come back to it later. And then you can review all of the words that you don't know. You can also export all of the words to another app. And then this is a really good app that I really recommend. It's called Anki. So here you can learn the characters, the meaning, and it gives you examples. And it's like, it works on the flashcard. So if you know what it means, you click right. If you don't know what it means, you click again, and then it reminds you in 2 minutes. So all the ones that you do know, You can click easy and then it will remind you 4 days later. And so this means you can learn the most amount of words in the least amount of time. There's also a really great app which I've been using for oral Chinese, which is called Lingbi. So on this app, you can actually call people and have a conversation. Because if you're in another country, maybe it's hard for you to find a Chinese speaker. So you can just use this app and you can speak to them for free. You don't need to pay any money, but if you do pay, you do get some benefits and priorities. It will match you up with someone so you can talk to practice the language. So this video is not sponsored by any of the apps. We don't have cooperation with any of these. But if you're actually looking for advice or looking for Chinese programs, you can use China Admissions Platform, which is an online platform to search programs in Chinese universities. And there's also a number of really good online programs, because if you want to learn Chinese, it's really efficient and easy to learn from an online program. Beijing Language and Culture University have some really good programs. They have a one-on-one online Chinese program. If you're really serious about learning Chinese, I really recommend this. They say that 1 hour one-on-one is equal to 4 hours in a classroom in a group. And I've taken these classes and I really recommend them. I think they're amazing because the teacher will personalize the course, especially for you. If you want to learn Chinese, you can check out China Admissions, and we're funded by universities, so we give you free advice. You can search all of the universities in China, and BLCU also have group classes for 12 weeks, and the price is very affordable. It's only $168 at the current exchange rate. There are so many characters in Chinese, so it's amazing when you can speak Chinese because it opens up this whole world of possibilities and it's easy to communicate and read Chinese. So thank you for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know in the comments below. Thank you very much.